Hi friends, today we are going to learn how to make this cute little koi fish out of a cardboard tube. Now I've been kind of playing around with this and I found that I like the tubes that come from paper towel rolls better than toilet paper rolls. This is one from a toilet paper roll. This is from a paper towel, and I don't know if you can tell, but the toilet paper one is a bit thicker, so it doesn't bend as easily as the paper towel roll does. So personally, I favor the paper towel roll ones, and I just cut them down to whatever size I want them to be. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do before you even start making anything on this tube is practice drawing scales. Now, the way I teach my students to draw scales, we talk about hills and valleys. So to draw scales, you just want to do curving lines, and you want to make whatever tool you're using, pencil, marker, whatever, you're going to have it hop from hilltop to hilltop. So these are the hilltops, and this is the valley below. You do not want it to go down into the valley. You want it to hop from hilltop to hilltop, just like that. So you just keep going hilltop to hilltop. And if like this is the edge, of whatever you're drawing on, you just continue those all the way to the edge like that. So you just keep going hilltop to hilltop. It's okay if they're not the exact same size, no biggie. Now you don't want to go into the valleys, because here's how it looks if you do that. If you go down into the valleys, it's going to look kind of funny. It's not going to look like scales. Hopefully you can see the difference between those. So this method can be used for doing scales, for doing feathers, you name it, it works for that. So once you feel comfortable getting your scales all drawn and you feel comfortable making those, then go ahead and take your cardboard tube. And one of the other nice things about paper towel rolls is that there's these little lines that go along them, at least ones I buy have it, and that kind of helps me like as a guide for my scales. So I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to make the eyes. It's okay if they are not perfect. Make the eyes however you want to make them. I just do a circle and a dot inside of it. So now it's time to start the scales. I usually start the scales off on the side right here and work my way around, but you can start them wherever you want. Do not make them teeny tiny, because you will be drawing scales until you are old and gray. It's going to take so long to get those drawn. So make your scales fairly big, okay? So I'm going to start here on the side and try to keep them about the same height if you can. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. Nothing in life is. And I'm just going to keep drawing my scales, going all the way around my koi fish. And then I end up back where I started. So now I'm going to start my next row of scales. Remember, we go hilltop to hilltop, don't go down into those valleys. So hilltop to hilltop. And this just takes practice to do this. Practice as much as you feel like you need to. Don't just jump in to starting this project if you don't feel comfortable with drawing the scales, okay? So you're just gonna keep doing that until you have this whole thing filled with the scales. Now, one other thing, make sure when you're doing those scales that they are pointed towards the tail, okay? So the curving part should be going down towards the tail, not the other way. So you can use any type of paper for the fins and the tail. Personally, I like newsprint. I think it's fun. It just gives it an interesting pattern. And so I just cut a piece of paper from the newspaper, and I will take my cardboard tube, and this is going to get glued down. So I flatten this end and I put it here on the paper to kind of measure from, so I know how wide I need to make that tail. So I know that that tail needs to fit from here to here, and I just kind of mark that. And you can make your tail whatever shape you want it to. It's up to you. Fish come in all different shapes and sizes. Make that tail however you want it to. I made mine, try to make it kind of look like it was like moving and curving in the water. So once you have that cut out, you're going to glue it inside of your koi fish. So I'm just gonna do just a fun little tail. I'm not gonna even do it the same way I did my other one. It's just gonna be a fun little wavy tail on here. Okay. All right, so just check it and make sure it's gonna fit inside of there, and it does. So my tail fits in there. And I'm going to take a glue stick, and I'm gonna put some glue on there, and I'm going to place it inside of the tube like that. All right, so I got my funky tail. I still don't know how I feel about the shape of this tail, but oh well, who cares? It's fun. And then I'm gonna take a hot glue gun. This is where you're gonna want a grown-up or an older sibling to help you, because you don't wanna burn yourself. I've got scars from hot glue guns. It doesn't feel good. So you're going to squirt some hot glue right in here on that inside part of the tube, and then you'll push it down like that. So I'm just gonna put a bit of hot glue inside of here. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you could always use a stapler as well. That works. So I'm just gonna push that down nice and flat. And just hold it, and hopefully it sticks for me. There we go. And if it's not sticking very well, stick some more hot glue in there. And just hold that till it sticks. Okay, so I've got my funky little tail going for my koi fish. And then after you do that, you can cut out your fins here and attach those, and I just attach those to the underside there. And for the final part, it's totally up to you how you decorate this. I've seen some people where they will actually paint the tube first and then draw the scales and everything on it. It's completely up to you. There are so many different things that you could do with this. I use for the eyes, this white part, I use these jelly roll pens. These are really nice. They show up well on cardboard. And then for the glitter, you can buy these nice little Crayola glitter glue pens, and they've got this nice small tip, and that makes it easy to get inside of those little scales and everything. It's like $6 or something at Target, and you get all these colors with it. So love that. And so I didn't do every single one of the scales just because that would take forever, I'll be honest. And I just kind of like also just some of them kind of being highlighted. And like I said, it's really nice, this super fine tip on it. It just allows you to kind of get in those little areas without having a big glob of glitter on there. So that is our koi fish made out of a cardboard tube. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I will see you next time.